Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the Algebra 1 concept of attributes of quadratic function graphs. This is standard A.7A in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21 of the 2025 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have this function, and we are simply looking for the axis of symmetry for this quadratic. Now, if we were to have the equation, we could look at it like this. The axis of symmetry is this expression right here, negative b over 2a. Now, that helps us a little bit because if that's the form, and in case you need to find it ever, it is right here in your reference material, look all the way down at the very bottom. We actually can eliminate two of our answers here because it's in the form x equals. Okay, so that means we're looking for a vertical line because when you have the form of an x equals something, that means you've got a line that's going up and down. And we've got two of these that are y equals. When you've got a form of a line that's y equal -7, right? So we can draw that right here. Y equals -7 is right here. That's a horizontal line. And then y equals 2 is another horizontal line. Now it does go through those 2 points, but they're just random points, right? So that's not looking like an axis of symmetry. So y equals 2, y equals -7. If we're looking for these two, I've got x equals -5. So here's my -5. So I will draw this right here. And we'll just kind of label that as x equals -5. And then I've got an x equals -3, so that's going through this other random point, but it's once again just a random point. X equals -3. They've labeled it, but that's it. So those are our four lines. So we've already gotten rid of these two because they're horizontal lines, and it looks as if we're needing it to be in the form of x equals something rather than y equals something. So it's a vertical line. Now, if we look at these two, we will see that one of these goes through, and it says x equals 5. It goes through our vertex right there. So I'm going to draw a line right there, or dot right there. And we do have our vertex as our minimum value. So it's of -5 is our x value, -7. And we can just call that our vertex. In this case, it's a minimum because it's opening up. And we notice that this line passes right through it. We can draw that line a little bit better. It goes right through it. And so axis of symmetry, well, if we didn't know what that meant, axis of symmetry means we have this parabola shape, and you can reflect one side of the parabola shape on the other side through this axis of symmetry, across this axis of symmetry, and it would map exactly. So imagine if we're going to fold this in half, right? If we were to fold this in half, we could go ahead and see that you see that I've got a -3, 3 mapped right here. Right across from there is a -7, -3. So if we look at these horizontally, they are both 2 away. So -3 is 2 away from that -5, and then so is that -5 is 2 away from that -7. So that maps perfectly. If we look at this line, x equals -5, look at my -8 and my -2. So now it is 3 away from here, and it is 3 away from here. So those are expanding outward like a parabola does equally. And so we have our vertex here is our -5, -7. And remember, this is our h and k. Sometimes we'll call it like that. And your axis of symmetry is always going to be x equals h. So if you know your vertex, you know your axis of symmetry. So it is this x equals -5a.